Is there any A-level maths student out there that can answer this large dataset question? I haven't met them. The examiners said that many students are still not completely familiar with the large dataset. Are you surprised by that? I'm not. It says, Keith is studying the variable daily mean wind direction in degrees from the large dataset. Poor Keith. What a fate. Keith summarised the data for Camborne from 1987 in 4 directions, A, B, C and D, representing north, south, east and west in some order. Here we have a table showing the direction and the frequency of that direction. Part A says, using your knowledge of the large dataset, what knowledge? Giving a reason, which direction A represents. So notice that A is the direction with the lowest frequency. First of all, let's think about where Camborne is in the UK. Here's a helpful diagram from the large dataset. You can see that we've got various unpronounceable place names, Luchars, Leeming, I can say this one, Heathrow, Herne and Camborne. They're the places in the UK. There we have the famous Camborne from this question. By the way, you should know that there are 3 international destinations in the large dataset. There's a place called Jacksonville, Beijing, and Perth. But here we're focused on Camborne, which is in the UK, as you can see, in the southwest here. Now, you should know apparently from your studies of the large dataset that the wind in Camborne tends to come either from the west, a little from the north, a little from the south, but very little from the east. You either know that from the large dataset because you've been studying it so hard and looking at it in class for so many hours, or maybe you know that through common sense, living in the UK maybe, or maybe you have to rely on random potluck guessing in this question. Anyway, to score the mark here, we have to say something like, Camborne is in the southwest of the UK, where, this is the crucial point, wind is less likely to come from the east. So you also need to know that daily mean wind direction is measured in degrees, given as a bearing, in fact to the nearest 10 degrees, from where the wind is coming from, not to where the wind is going. So it's coming from the east. Hence, as the lowest frequency, A would represent the direction east. Part B. It says the entry for Herne on the 27th of September 1987 was 999. Okay, so that's the important number, 999. State, giving a reason, what Keith should do with this value. Okay, well, let's think about this number. It's representing daily mean wind direction, and crucially, it's measured in degrees as a bearing, right? And you should know that angles in degrees are measured, generally speaking, between 0 and 360 degrees. So 999 is far too big. So what should Keith do? He should ignore it or remove it. Here's what the examiners said in their reports after the exams. They said that this question was generally not well attempted, demonstrating that students are still not completely familiar with the large dataset. I wonder why. In Part A, many students appeared to be aware of Camborne's location in the southwest of the UK. Good on those students. But they could not relate this to the prevailing winds in that area. I wonder why. That dataset is huge. It's very large. Has anyone actually looked at all of these variables? Have they had time to do that? I don't think so. Some students were able to guess that A represented the east, but were unable to provide a reason. Many students did not appreciate that wind direction is the direction that wind blows from, rather than to. In Part B, many students appreciated the value was an outlier and should be excluded, but were unable to score the marks here without justification. They said that those who understood that the maximum the angle could be would be 360 tended to score well here. They said that some students also thought that 999 represented a frequency rather than an angle. I have less sympathy for those students, because it was given in the question really, that it was in degrees. What do you think of the large data set? Am I being unfair here? What are those examiners at Edexcel cooking up for you this summer, I wonder?